welcome back to another Sunday with NBR. How's everyone doing?
Fantastic. I mean,
Great.
We got my brother here. We're going to be going to the Tigers game right after we sign off. So we're down here drinking Michigan beers and tailgating in the parking lot.
Hell yeah. So I've missed the last couple of weeks. I've been out of town with some Navy buddies and got a little get together last weekend. And so we got a lot to talk about today. First thing I want to talk about is I want to thank you to all of our listeners, our supporters. We really appreciate it. If you want to help us out financially, there's some links in the description. Another way you can help us out, you can buy this cookbook. It's not just a cookbook. There's some great quotes from my other podcasts, some American heroes in there. It turned out great. It's selling very well. I can't keep them on my shelf. As soon as I order a stack of 25, they're basically gone in a couple days. So I appreciate everyone's support who has bought it. Got a lot of great reviews on it. It's going really well. Also, I was just approached by Single Tree Barbecue, the proprietor of Single Tree Barbecue here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. He loves our mission of sending veterans and first responders to sporting events. So he asked me if he could do a fundraiser for me. September 11th here in Murfreesboro, he's going to shut down his parking lot and have bands, have a big, huge barbecue cookout. And his goal is to generate about $15,000 to go to the cause. You know, of course, all that $15,000, if he does somehow come up with that much money, wouldn't all go to the cause because he's got to pay for his employees and the everything that goes into putting it together. But I'm super appreciative of that. If you're anywhere near Middle Tennessee, come on down and see us. We appreciate your support.
All right. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's all coming together. And Channel 2 and Channel 5 already agreed to be at the event. So not only are we getting a local, out there, but, there's a lot of country stars, the Titans, Predators. Hopefully they see this and hopefully some of them want to jump on. That would be awesome. My goal is to send somebody to like a Super Bowl or a World Series or a Stanley Cup Finals. I think that would be freaking fantastic.
I agree.
It's a good goal.
Yeah,
it's a goal of mine.
Fleekster, dream big.
Yeah, you gotta say your goals high, man. And I'll be honest with you, man. Sometimes I get frustrated because I feel like it's not moving fast enough, and I feel like, I'm just gonna shut it down. Because it's a lot of work, man. I work full time, plus I do this. It is a lot of work. But then when something like this happens, it's like, holy shit, man, it's really getting out there.
Right.
Yeah.
So
let's
stick with it and see what happens. So before the show, we were talking about stadiums and how, we're talking about Fenway. And so we had a little debate on old stadiums versus new stadiums. But before we get to that, I do want to talk about baseball, but I just want to talk about the American League East for a second. So we have a team that's, the New York Yankees are 52-47. They'd be basically in first place in any other division, and they're in dead last. The East is just unreal. So at the beginning of the season, you had the Tampa Bay Rays just on fire. And as everybody expected, you can't sustain that kind of energy in baseball. It's way too long of a season. They're hitting a little dry spell now. And now the Baltimore Orioles are turning it on.
I was about to say, you can sustain it when your team average age is like 21 years old, which the Orioles are not far from. When you're that young and playing that well.
And what I tell you guys at the beginning of the season, who was my AL team? It was the Orioles.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
Yeah,
it's a smart pick.
Yeah. So, again,
I don't know, that AL East cannibalizes itself, and
honestly, I give props to the Red Sox. They're supposed to have a very down year this year, and they're playing. So.
Yeah, it's crazy. The American League Central, there's only one team that has a winning record, the Twins. So
they're back and forth.
You put our number one in that division, they're in last place. It's unreal.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about the AL Central right now because it's for the pickings, and
Must be nice.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Getting smoked by the Padres.
Win more games than you lose and have a free trip to the playoffs.
Yep. Yeah.
Ridiculous. It's minor league.
It really is.
So
it really is, honestly. It really is. It's terrible.
Yeah.
When you win games because of errors rather than because of hits, that's when you're starting to push the attendance records and stuff like that.
Not only that, but that's when your luck runs out. Like, you're only going to win so many of those games.
Yeah, you shouldn't win if you're making errors.
Right.
In big spots like that.
So
and you won't win big games against good teams with errors. Like that AL
at
Central
all.
team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that AL Central team is going to get absolutely smoked in the playoffs.
A team like Baltimore and a team like Tampa Bay, you put a guy on base, they steal second, they're all fast, they can all hit and run, they can slap hit, like they hit all over the field. And that's the thing, is like they're not knocking the ball out of the park. A lot of the times, these home run hitting teams are built around solo shot home runs, and it just doesn't get you as far. The game is changing.
Yeah, the game is changing, and it's changing drastically and fast. Like, like even 2019 baseball is different now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We got to talk about Ohtani too. I read an article. He may be fetching upwards of $700 million from this.
That's insane.
And that's still like technically a discount.
Yeah. I see that he's getting frustrated with the Angels too, because he's slamming his helmets in the dugout. He's getting very frustrated. So we'll see what happens.
Frankly, wouldn't you be frustrated? You're the best baseball player.
Yes.
I mean, I'm getting ahead of myself, but the best baseball player to ever walk the face of the earth. And
I mean,
you're on that team. You're on that team, and you're on that team with another generational guy in Mike Trout. And you haven't been above 500 in 5 years.
It's insane.
I
8 games out of first.
Yeah, I saw a little graphic on Instagram the other day, and it said it was like a pie chart, and it said teams to not be under 500 in since 2018, and it was like the Tigers, the Pirates, a few other ones, and then it was another graphic that said teams that have Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout to be under 500 since 2018.
That's wild. I feel like if you put them on any other roster in the league, they're the first overall team.
You put any one of them, split them up, either one of those. You have both.
Yeah. What are they doing over there, man?
Not playing good baseball.
Now, so Ken is asking about Paulie. So I just want to mention that Paulie is not with us for a couple of weeks. I was with Paulie last weekend in Blue Ridge Mountains. We hung out for a while. Some other Navy guys. He's just out there getting his head straight. He thinks he'll be back next Sunday. So I just want to give Paulie a shout out to get your shit together and get back on, brother.
Yeah, we miss you, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Waiting on that ramp.
Ain't the same.
No. It's a lot more chill, a lot less, a lot more calm on here.
Yeah.
But I miss the energy, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Stadium. So we had a little debate on plowing stadiums down, building brand new ones, and Eric and I are kind of on the same page. And I don't know, I think John and Jason, they're all for brand new stadiums. Brand new stadiums are nice, man, but as soon as you knock down that old stadium, man, all that history goes with it. So we just want to know what everybody's thinking on this subject.
Yeah, we'll let John give the backstory. How did this all start, John?
Fenway Park.
Yeah.
Started with Fenway Park. Fenway Park got flooded. I feel like if you have a baseball stadium and your players are having to walk through a foot of water to get to their stuff, it's time for a new stadium. I mean, it's crazy. So,
yeah,
I mean, the stadium was built in 1912. You can't slap a fresh coat of paint on that. Keep it. Do whatever you want with it. Like I said, like, you know how they play they'll play games in different stadiums for whatever reason. Football does London. You could play games in that stadium throughout the year, but don't make them play every single game there.
I strongly disagree. Strongly disagree. Strongly disagree. Look at Wrigley, prime example. They just did a renovation, I think in 2015, 16 maybe. that stadium's gorgeous, and
Yeah, they're in better shape.
Yeah, I mean, we've been to. This will be our 21st and 22nd stadium, and Wrigley's top 5. You know, like why renovate these old stadiums and don't lose the history. Don't go to a new stadium and you're losing it all. Like, I won't go to New Yankee Stadium. I won't. I'm not going.
I mean, old Yankee Stadium wasn't anything like, it had the history, but that was it. It was a pretty generic stadium.
I mean, those walls talk to you, though. It was haunting walking through old.
It's a very similar stadium.
You know, I
hear you, man. Like,
you're losing the history, and you're telling me there's not an architect on this in this world. That the Red Sox are one of the richest organizations in the country, that they can't hire an architect to fix whatever plumbing problems or whatever other problems someone
I'm sure they can fix it.
Well,
but
it's gonna be it's hard, especially with the MLB season being so long.
Yeah, Texas Rangers Stadium is another good example, because I've been to the original stadium many times, and that was a beautiful building, man. It was all brick. It was gorgeous.
Yeah, are you talking ballpark at Arlington? You're talking ballpark at Arlington?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That was built. That was built in 91 or 92, I think, early 90s, and then they destroyed it and just got a new ballpark. Like, it was 23 or 24 years old.
Yeah, my only issue with that stadium was when you went to a game, man, it was hot.
Yeah, that's Texas.
Have you seen their new stadium?
Yeah, that's Texas heat, man. They ain't no joke.
Yeah, I mean, look at Atlanta. They built Turner Field in 1996, and then they got Truist Park in.
But Truist Park is awesome. Have you been there?
Yeah, we went there, and that was our last trip before COVID. It's fantastic.
That put their stadium was nothing to shake a stick at, and now they have one of the nicest ones in the league.
Yep. 100%. Yeah, Truist is great.
They kept the old stadium; it's still there. I'm sure they play games in it.
Yeah, my wife and I went to Turner, in the early mid 2000s, and it was okay. Like, it was not. I don't know that I would have bought a new stadium. I think they did that for location, though, right? Because they wanted to get into Cobb County.
I guess so. I mean, I think they were in line for a new stadium.
Yeah, I was butthurt when they knocked down Tiger Stadium, man. That building had a ton of history.
Same.
And it was nicknamed the Corner. It was right on the corner of Michigan and Trumbull. My dog's named after the freaking stadium. So these stadiums, when they go down, man, it's just heartbreaking to me.
Yeah, I mean, my son's name is Harwell after Ernie Harwell, my firstborn son. So
all that stuff is still there. You still have it.
It's not. It's gone. The building's gone.
It's gone, John. Tiger Stadium's gone.
But it's your memory that's the special part.
Yeah, but when you die, that memory goes. The next generation's not going to see that.
But knocking down the stadium doesn't kill you. So the memory stays alive.
It kills a piece of you. Yes, it does.
Yeah, I strongly agree.
It's a Michigan and Trumbull, man.
Nice.
The Corner.
Play in an old, outdated stadium. Fine by me.
There's no sense of spending $2 billion on a brand new stadium when you can just put that money into that stadium and build it up.
It's going to be way more expensive to renovate Fenway Park into a stadium that looks like something like Truist, or it is even structurally like that.
Yeah, but I don't want it
workable. It doesn't have.
I don't want it to look like Truist.
If they made it look the same and made it workable.
The problem isn't looking like it. The problem is the players shouldn't. I saw the videos of the flood. That's pretty horrible. Like, you shouldn't have to do that. You know, like this is professional baseball.
Yeah,
I agree with you, Jason. And you shouldn't be walking through a foot of water. But I think the beauty in baseball is every park is different. Right?
Well, yeah, they don't have to look.
You can still make it different.
Yeah, you can still make it part of Austin,
however you want to.
You can even try and take parts of Fenway and make it like that. But
when they bulldoze Fenway, it's going to be a sad day.
They don't have to
bulldoze Fenway.
You don't have to bulldoze Fenway.
I say renovate it at all costs.
Yeah. You can renovate it. You can put some small stuff into it to make it a decent stadium for high school championship games and stuff like that, and then give the professionals a real stadium to play.
Well, I mean,
and you know what? You can even put a big green wall in the new stadium too.
So I'm going to tell you, John, they did do that at Old Tiger Stadium. Now it's called the Corner, is what the stadium's called, and they play the Detroit Public Schools high school championship.
I see some places do that.
Yeah, so that like Detroit Public Schools uses that for like their All-Star game.
Yeah, but they destroyed it. It's just a field.
Yeah, it's just
the
open
field.
Oh, that's what they did with Yankee Stadium. Old Yankee Stadium is just a field with baseball fields on it now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's not the same. Like
I disagree that they should get rid of it altogether. I don't think they should get rid of it.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about bulldozing Fenway. I mean, personally, maybe, but in the broad aspect of it.
Right. I mean, I'm going to tell you, John, I hate the Yankees, but going into Old Yankee Stadium was still a holy experience.
It's the first stadium I was ever in. Like, trust me, I get it, man.
Was the original?
And I hate the Yankees.
Was the original Yankee Stadium in New York? Was that in New Jersey also?
No, it was in
New York. In the Bronx.
New York.
Yeah, they're both. Yeah, it's all in the
New York
Bronx
too.
So it's just the football teams that play in New Jersey.
Yep.
And the old Nets Stadium, but they were the New Jersey Nets. They used to be in the same East Rutherford area.
Yeah, I think the only teams that played in New Jersey were the two football teams and maybe basketball, but all the baseball teams were in the actual city.
Yeah, they have always had their own stadiums.
I've never been to New York. Been to New York State, a
whole different ball game.
Yeah, too many people in New York for me, man.
Yeah, I can't see losing the history, and I don't.
So, when's the trade deadline? It's got to be coming up for baseball.
August?
Yeah, I think it's August, the first week in August.
So, what are the Angels going to do with Ohtani? Do they trade him for?
They got to. There's no way they sign him again.
Yeah.
I feel like
no.
they have
Well,
to.
they're not. I don't think he wants to sign there, but they might not trade him and just let him. I mean,
August 1st.
You're just gonna let him walk?
Yeah.
That's so much value sitting on
You gotta get some
trades
for him.
walk.
You can get.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're getting jock straps, because he's not re-signing.
You're not. You're going to go to some big market team, and they're going to give you all their prospects.
Yeah, it's only going to be for 4 months.
Yeah, but who cares? Yeah, I mean, a playoff team or somebody on the bubble.
It does give that one team, whoever does get him, the best chance to sign him, though. If they can get him and then make a run, and win the World Series, then he'll probably sign back.
Yeah, and he's gonna want $700 million. But like I was texting you guys in the group the other day, because on Detroit sports radio, there's a big push right now. Are the Tigers selling or buying? Because we're 7 games out and in a weak ass division.
So hard.
They don't have nothing to sell.
Lorenzen
games out.
Spencer Lorenzen apparently is getting a lot of talk.
Yeah, Lorenzen and Erod, but a lot of these guys were calling in on the radio talking about, well, why don't we make a run at Ohtani?
What are we gonna give him?
Yeah, the stadium.
Riley Green.
$700 million. I mean, we give him $700 million.
What are we gonna give the Angels though?
I'm just telling you what these guys are saying, right?
Ohtani's going to literally have to play every single position.
I'm just telling you what these guys are saying. I
could probably do it.
Yeah. I don't think he would come here because this is just as much of the dumpster fire as the Angels are.
And at least the Angels are in Los Angeles where it's nice and pretty out every day.
Right.
No offense.
So I don't, he's not coming. He wants to go to a winner. He's not. But yeah, you're going to have to give up the whole farm system for 2 or 3 months, and then hopefully you re-sign them.
That's the big thing. That's what I hate about these 4-month signs is you keep your fingers crossed for the offseason. Right. Otherwise, you just traded away your farm system, picks, and you got nothing just to.
Unless you win the World Series.
Yeah, and then if he walks after that, at least you have the World Series too.
Right.
Which
because I would give this whole Tigers if I could guarantee Ohtani coming here and winning us the World Series and walking, I would give you any prospect, the whole team. I would give you the city. I just want to.
That's you're giving up. You're guaranteeing a World Series. That's
right.
You could always rebuild after that, but you got one. So yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I think that I've been reading he's going to need $700 million, and it's going to be $70 million. He wants 10 years too.
He'll get 10 years. Unfortunately, that's the tough part about it is. He's worth whatever you're going to pay him for the next couple of years, but eventually you're going to make him one way. You're going to be like, all right, you're getting old.
There's been talk about him just earning $1 billion, and that's just in contract. That's not even
endorsements. Go nuts.
Yeah, but also you're going to get that money back tenfold, because I mean, how many Ohtani jerseys
sales.
are you going to sell?
Yeah.
How many tickets are you going to sell? I mean, Ohtani's a ticket everywhere you go.
Everybody in his country is now going. Is he Japanese?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Everybody in Japan is going to subscribe to watch your team play all year long.
And then also, when was, like, I mean, let's just, take the Tigers for instance. Let's say they sign Ohtani. When was the last time Detroit was on Sunday Night Baseball? 2013, maybe.
That's tough.
You're on Sunday Night Baseball. You got Ohtani.
I think he's going to go to the Padres. I don't think they have any money for him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they don't.
I don't think so either.
Well,
He'll probably go to freaking New York.
he's probably going to go to the Dodgers.
He's probably going to go to the Mets, honestly.
Because
that Mets owner doesn't care. He's just spending money.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true.
He does not care. But, yeah, it's going to be a very interesting trade deadline, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's right around the corner. What's the deal with Mike Trout? Is he
broke his hand, didn't he?
I know, but is he practicing yet? I heard that he's getting close.
Haven't heard anything.
If I was him, I would just sit out.
Me too.
Yeah, what is he? He's in his 30s now, right?
Yeah, but they signed him long term. He's locked up for retire. He signed that Cabrera deal. So
I hate those deals, man. That's a whole nother story.
Tough.
It hurts you at the latter end of the contract. It hurts the team.
Yeah, it does hurt the team a lot.
Yeah, it does. But if you can hit one of those early years in a World Series, it's totally worth it.
The Bobby Bonilla Day was just not long ago.
Yeah, we just passed it.
July 1st.
That's one of my favorite days of the year.
That is classic, man. Classic.
Yeah, I just saw the Mets. Not only are they paying Bobby Bonilla like that, but they're paying a few other players. Robinson Cano gets a couple $100,000.
There's a couple players since then that have
Griffey Jr. still getting paid too.
Yeah, by the Reds.
Yeah,
he still gets $2 or $3 million a year by the Reds.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he was Ken Griffey Jr. I saw a thing on Instagram again. It was he's like the 9th or 10th highest player on the Reds right now.
That's insane.
But good for those guys. I mean, that's financial
freedom. Yeah, Reds are fun to watch too right now. They're
genius. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty genius. Whoever came up with that, man. Holy crap.
Yeah, the Reds are a fun team. And how the Pirates have fallen. I think you called that, John, when they had that hot start, and you said just wait until All-Star break.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I'd like to see Pittsburgh succeed, they're still a couple pieces short.
Yeah.
But
and they're young.
Cincinnati, they seem to have it.
Yeah, Cincinnati, holy crap.
They seem to have it.
They caught a flash in the pan with De La Cruz, that's for sure.
Well, that's the biggest piece of it. They have a leader in all this, but like every position, every spot in the lineup is somebody that could be dangerous.
Right. Well, and I think a big key is Joey Votto. The heart and soul of that franchise comes back, comes back from a catastrophic injury, realizes like the dynamic of the team and steps back. And it's like, all right, I'm just going to be a clubhouse guy now.
He plays though.
He plays some, but he didn't demand to be, thrown back.
Right. He's not a starter. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, he's smart too. He's always been a high baseball IQ guy.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. He saw that, like you said, he saw that and recognized it.
Yeah, but he just took a step back and was like, all right, I'm going to mentor these young dudes. Let's get after it.
He DH'd last night. He went over 4, but
yeah.
De La Cruz just recently stole every single base.
On 2 pitches.
Yeah,
2 pitches.
That's insane.
He's also had some of the fastest throws from third base.
And he's already hit for the cycle.
Yep.
Nearly hit one out of what's their stadium? Great America Ballpark.
Great. That's a great stadium too, by the way.
Awesome stadium with a steamboat.
Yep, it's fantastic. Cool. That riverfront's so nice.
I like that stadium.
Yeah,
that doesn't seem old to me either.
Yeah, it's.
You know what I mean? How old is that stadium? That can't be new. It's new. It's been there since I was a kid.
Yeah, early 2000s probably. I mean, all this is from the top of my head. I don't have anything. I'm assuming early 2000s. But yeah, he's fun to watch, and he came out of nowhere. He was not on the prospects lists at all. Like, dude just showed up to the majors and started balling.
2003. Good guess. So, yeah, I like him. He's fun to watch.
Yeah, he is.
All right, fellas. Have fun at the game, Eric and Aaron.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, hopefully they win.
Keep drinking that Michigan beer.
Yeah, if you drink enough of those, they'll definitely win.
Yeah.
You guys will win anyways.
Yeah, we'll win the whole World Series.
We always do win.
All right, well, we'll see you guys next Sunday.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in.
Sunday.
Yep. Have a good week, everyone.